Welcome back to Let's Play Manhunt. Last time we were taken out of the brawl game. Today we're going to cover the rest of the bonus scenes. I failed to mention it previously, but they're all unlocked by getting at least 3 stars on each of 5 consecutive scenes in the main game. So Hard as Nails here was unlocked by completing the entirety of the Hoods and Skins chapters, with 3 stars each. We start off with a nail gun, naturally, and pointing it at the Hoods makes them run for their lives. It's a script that was used as the AI for the Smileys during a very brief moment in the Kill the Rabbit scene, and it was very annoying then. Really slowed things down. Here you can use it to sort of corral enemies because you don't have nearly as much of a spatial advantage as you did in the Smileys scene. That graffiti there is probably the most useful bit of knowledge we're going to gain from playing this because it's not actually a very good scene. You'll notice there are explosives strewn absolutely everywhere. They don't really work the way they were intended to. We'll be seeing that soon enough, but for some reason they don't really do as much damage as they did in the main game.
Free for all! Free for all! Free for all!
Ammo will spawn in a couple of predetermined spots. Seemingly at random, it doesn't seem to be kill-based.
Nowhere to run, huh?
Maybe it just happens so frequently that I didn't notice the kill increments. So he's pinned in the corner, and he just ate that explosion with very little damage to him.
Let me through!
He's pinned next to another couple of explosions. Still alive. You're better off using the nail gun for all of your kills here. Direct headshots will do much more damage than anything you could hope to get from the explosions. And the way the Hoods run away from you all the time, it's very hard to corral them into the explosions.
Oh, come on! Don't go hiding now! We were just getting acquainted!
If for some reason you want to score well here, just grab as much ammo as you can, pin individual targets, headshot them to death, rinse and repeat. Because shots are pretty much wasted on propane tanks. Kinda wanted that ammo, but we got plenty. Just point our magic wand at them, make them run in fear.
I'm sick of you! Nowhere!
Now we're out of ammo.
What is this, a marathon?
The melee strike of the nail gun does much less damage than all other melee strikes. You're not supposed to use it to kill people. You can, but it takes a very long time. Even though we've been beaten pretty badly at this point, we still got quite the advantage because we're the only one with a gun.
Well, he ain't down here. Screw it. I think he's giving me the slip.
And they're all pretty dumb. We can manipulate their AI, send them away from us whenever we need to. Smack that guy with a corpse, because why not?
Shifty shitbags making an ass out of me. Damn.
That got us away from him. You could pretty much repeat this endlessly if you wanted to, but I can't imagine why you would. So I'm gonna commit suicide. It's the only way out. Or maybe not. Even Cash was pretty close to explosion proof there. But we're out of that lackluster scene. Moving on to a better one. Monkey see, monkey die. Exclamation point required. You can already tell from the loading screen that it's going to be pretty unique. Indeed, they were not lying. They were monkeys, and they got shotguns. And they are not to be underestimated. We died so quickly, it didn't even have to load anything again. So you definitely want to take cover. This is mostly a cover shooter level. Perhaps it's just cover shooting with a shotgun, but Cash always aims for the center of mass, and when they're behind waist-high walls, that is just the wall that he's shooting at, resulting in very inefficient use of bullets. Usually you can charge these monkeys. That'll cause them to miss you as you approach. Then you can go for a headshot. This door is locked now. And it's got painkillers inside. Oh. It also awoke the sleeping beasts. This is in fact my blind run of this bonus scene. I thought I'd completed it back when I originally unlocked it years ago. I turned out to be mistaken. I pretty much got killed in that aquarium pool. Never bothered to try any further. Because it's actually pretty difficult. There's a guy with a machete chasing me around. They're not the ones to be worried about, though. You also can't really go for headshots with a shotgun. The spread is just far too wide. That guy's easy enough to get if you get him from around the corner. This guy's right out in the open, so he's asking for it. They'll all spawn in at scripted points. Now, getting out of this area, that's the hard part. You're supposed to fire on them from here. And you can sort of do it with the closer one, but the farther one, this will take many, many shots. Smarter thing to do is to wait for him to reload and then charge heedlessly. But I got pretty lucky that time. I've expended over 10 shots trying to kill him from that farther bit of cover. Now what I should do here is go back for the other painkillers, because painkillers are in very limited supply. And already, I'm being chased again. Let's see how tenacious their scripting is. Looks like they might not be coming in here. Nope, never mind. This pair likes to stay grouped up. It's a pretty good method for survival. But they do split up when they're in pursuit. So we can use that to our advantage. You certainly do not get a lot of opportunities for stealth in this scene. But when you get them, they're pretty satisfying. I'm going for a pretty obvious trophy here. In fact, I'm pointing my shotgun at it right now. Now it's mine. The monkeys all have 666 written on the back of their marching band jackets. There's quite a lot of bizarre details put into these enemies. And it's believed by some that they were meant to be another gang that was cut from the game. That's why they went through the effort of making them look so nice. It's hard to say, but I can't imagine what their place would have been in the main game, besides here in the zoo. Not much else to see around here. I already used up the painkiller that I was supposed to save. Each new area has a fresh painkiller for you. And that's as close as we're going to get to mercy from these monkeys. They've, of course, used a lot of cover to block off our passage, making this sort of a tower defense game against us. There's one of the ones that spawns in. They sort of expect you to run over to the cover on the other side there. Then it'll pop up right behind you. This, once again, is too far to safely use the shotgun. I find that more often than not, the monkeys are a better shot than Cash is with the things, but not that time. So it looks like it's just two. And that one isn't in cover. If you get too close, the one that is out in the open will dive into cover. Then he becomes a lot harder to kill. And you can see the guy who is behind cover. We could just shoot at him all day. Okay, he has ducked into cover. We got a very lucky long-distance headshot. And I'm too low on health to really charge in. But I did it anyway. I forgot how stupid I was. Another locked door. Full of suicidal surprise monkeys. This scene is just a barrel of laughs. That's not all it's a barrel of. So these primates are just gonna keep coming. But we got a pretty good gun to deal with them now. .66 ammo to do it. As long as you play it safe here, you will eventually make it through. There's no actually challenging obstacles. It's all just a test of either patience or luck if you decide to eschew the patience. So we can enter here. But we'll be taking fire from both sides if we do. What I find works best is to loop around this gorilla cage. I believe I refused to enter that area in the main game because I consistently got killed in there when I played it originally, back when it was first released. So I've got terrible memories of it. But from back here, we can get him pretty safely. And if we head to the other door, we should be able to get the other guy who's also firing on us. There doesn't seem to be anywhere else we can reach him from. The corner of the cage is walled off, so he's behind that wall. So we just gotta go for that door eventually, once I work up the nerve. Something went horribly wrong. So let's just pretend that was a checkpoint. Because there are no checkpoints in this scene. So the problem is, we can't lock on through that door for some reason. The enemies can, and we can shoot through the door, but we are certainly at a disadvantage in doing so. It's perhaps some sort of glitch that got me killed that one time. More machete wielders. They're the least fearsome. Sort of wanted to see if there's any way to get on top of that little simian monument. But there isn't. The guy we killed's shotgun is forever out of our reach. Now here's where the machete wielders become a bit of a threat. When they attack en masse. Still not good enough. And now that we've gunned down that planet of apes, we'll be returning to the shotgunners. That one you can sneak up on from shadow. Same as this one. It at least gives you one free shot. Sometimes that's enough. The area looks clear. Kind of interested in painkillers, but there's none here. There's some. But they're booby-trapped. You got the first shot, but the grating took most of the blow. Another ambush. Can't turn a corner without the goddamn things popping out. Case in point. Let's check the toilets, make sure no monkeys jump out of there. Okay, we're safe. Not for long, though. And we know this way is clear. We already killed that guy. What more could be waiting for us behind this locked door? Oh, an unceremonious end. Bit of an anticlimax, but half-decent scene nonetheless. It's actually kind of fun. I did not mean to hit continue, so let's just get right out of there. Find out how they're going to top Monkey See, Monkey Die. The answer is within Time to Die right here. Must all the bonus scenes end with die?
Cash, baby, you're scaring the shit out of these hoods. They're trying to bug out. I can see the van coming. Should be here in 10 minutes or so. Fucking low-life cowards. Do me a favor. Kill every last one of them!
And our director's back. Back from the dead. This scene is believed to have been cut from the Hoods chapter. And there's more of a case to be made for that than there is for the monkeys supposed to be in the main game.
I need a hand over here!
Come on, stay sharp.
We're already working our way towards the director's commands. We gotta kill every single hood. It's easiest to do from stealth, and we're gonna see why pretty soon. Similar to the hoods from Hard as Nails, they have a very strange AI script. The ones here in the open courtyard, you can usually sort of leapfrog from one to one, unless you get spotted. The design of this area is very conducive to spotting them before they spot you, though. And there he goes. The hoods will not fight us after they spot us. They'll run away and try to find help.
Don't finish me, I got kids. Please, just leave me and run.
Cash really didn't want to finish this guy, but now he's gonna have to.
I'm busted.
There's an attribute of enemies that are running away that we only saw once in the main game. But if you strike them in the back while they're running away, you instantly deplete all of their health and knock them down. There's very, very few opportunities to do it in the main game. But here it's going to be quite useful. I'd like to use that jumping out of cover attack on him,
I can't corner this guy on my own.
but that is not useful.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Worked out well enough. Still 2 more areas populated with hoods. There's a rather complicated building in here. Electing to find the stairs in one try. Looks like we're gonna have to be leaping from the rooftops. That guy went the wrong way.
Jack off! Hoods! Help me bag this!
He's getting away.
Heads up, guys! I got the bastard right here!
It's bad news when they get away.
This Hoods! Oh! Ah!
He had our crowbar. We passed a chained up door on our way up here. So we'll be needing this.
Hoods! Hoods! Dumbass! You can stop running anytime.
He's turning to fight, which means he's got a friend somewhere in the nearby area. That's what caused them to change their script to fighting back. Once they have strength in numbers. This is where the combat skills we learned from Brawl Game become pretty useful.
Duke! Duke, he's over here! Jeez, man, I'm screwed already. Come on, don't do it. You're dead. Dumb shit. Oh. Moron. Freak.
Even still, very difficult to fight two guys at once.
Oh, shit. No. No! Dumbass!
They're still keeping on us.
Come on, guys.
Should mean that they came together, but the one guy started to run away as soon as we approached him. So perhaps they split up somewhere in the middle there. One guy lost his pathing, perhaps. We'll have to find out, because we gotta kill them all. Can't seem to find the second one at the moment. That's a bit unfortunate. We don't really have time to worry about it, though. We'll stumble on him eventually. There are actually stairs leading down to exactly where we need to go. Right back in that area I jumped away from. If you haven't guessed, this is also a blind run. Even the long way is pretty quick to where we need to go. It's a small area. This is the warehouse. You may have noticed that the warehouse has exactly the tool for the job. Good old chainsaw.
Leave it to the Crusher.
I have to believe if this scene was originally meant to be in the game, that it didn't have the chainsaw. They just added that for some spice.
Heads up, guys. I got the best.
It does show a bit of a drawback of the chainsaw. Only about the latter half of the blade actually does any damage. So if you get too close to enemies, it does nothing. Can be a little bit awkward.
This asshole's real pissed. I need it.
It nonetheless does so much damage. Doesn't really matter. If you can touch them with a hurt box, they are down. And this fills a major void that the game had, which was that it was missing melee combat with the chainsaw. Turns out this guy ran around to that area with the glass windows. We would have caught him on our way down if we had used the proper staircase back to the warehouse. Now, who else is around here? Feel like we should be done. But we aren't. We got the message saying that both the alleys and the warehouse were cleared out. So it can't be anyone hiding in those. It's gotta be someone up here in the rooftops. I remembered there was some guys who chased me into that area down there. But alas, there's this area we never explored.
Turned on me.
Well, that's it. That wasn't too bad, was it? Head on over to that gate and I'll let you out.
I'd say it was even pretty good. We only just barely made the time limit, but it still counts. And we got to rampage around with a chainsaw. All in all, these scenes were pretty interesting. Kind of a shame I never really played them back when I originally unlocked them. Obviously not quite up to par with the scenes in the main game. You can see why they weren't there, just kind of slapped together. Made for mostly scrapped ideas, but you can also see that Rockstar was just bursting with ideas when they made this game. Very impressive, the amount of passion and talent they wrang out of themselves to make this beautiful masterpiece that is Manhunt. But we're not quite done. There is one more ultimate unlockable for getting 5 stars on every scene. We'll be seeing what that could be next time.